Hello and welcome to day 21 on the high sugar, low fat, low protein lifestyle, where I'll be showing what I eat in a day to lose weight. So lose weight, okay? Lose weight, regain your health. And this is on the vegan freedom, so the high sugar freedom lifestyle for losing weight and subsequently reversing type 2 diabetes. So I'm going to show you using one of these. So this is a CGM, so a continuous glucose monitor. So I'll show you the foods that I eat and I'll show the blood glucose levels either as a screenshot during the day, time lapse during the day, or at the end of the video I'll put a screenshot and you'll be able to see I'm not type 1 diabetic or type 2 diabetic, and I eat and promote and recommend foods on the high sugar or high carbohydrate or sugar diet, whatever. There's different terms for it, but essentially it's high carbohydrate, low fat, low protein. And yeah, like and subscribe and follow along. So this is day 21. So I've already got another 20 days already. So you can go back and look and see that I'm always fit and healthy and lean, eating as much of the foods as I recommend. So that's another thing. You can eat as much of these foods that I'm eating and that I recommend. So you don't need to count calories. You can eat to feel full. And yeah, there's so many other positive benefits. I mean, this series is focusing on weight loss, healthy weight loss. And you know, so many people now, you know it, you see it, are becoming more and more overweight, over fat, and subsequently becoming type 2 diabetic. And it's not because you're eating too much sugar. Okay, so type 2 diabetes is caused by excess dietary fat, not excess sugar. So essentially, excess fat paralyzes insulin, and therefore insulin can no longer do its job, its role in the body effect properly. And essentially, insulin takes sugar out of the blood and puts it into the cells where it's needed, whereas fat comes along, excess dietary fat. So if you're eating, let's say, more than 100 grams of fat a day, you're going to become pre-diabetic and type 2 diabetic. I mean, it varies a bit from person to person. Some people can look leaner, still overweight, but leaner, and become type 2 diabetic, whereas some people, they can look obese and only just becoming pre-diabetic, and that's just because different people, there's a variation from person to person. So someone might only be able to carry so many, just genetically they only have so many fat cells, but the same principle is the same though. So insulin still is the same, still works the same in everyone. It's just variations of how much fat cells you can store before you then become pre-diabetic and type 2 diabetic. But eventually, for everyone, if you're eating excess fat, for everyone, you will become type 2 diabetic, and there's nothing you can do about that. So I hope you enjoy the video and like and subscribe, and yeah, follow along. So you can go back from day 1 if you want and see what I've eaten. And I'm always lean, I'm always healthy, fit. So I also recommend on this lifestyle cycling. You can do as much or as little as you want. You don't even need to exercise after the foods. After the foods that I recommend, you don't need to go out and worry about, I need to exercise. You don't even need to exercise on this lifestyle. But yeah, this is the freedom lifestyle. So you'll be able to free yourself from the healthcare industry. So you'll be able to get off your metformin. You can reverse type 2 diabetes, and you can reverse weight gain. So you can lose weight and regain your health through eating the foods that are meant to be eaten for human beings. So that's also another thing briefly. So for me, I want to be lean for cycling, but you can also become muscular if you want on the foods that I eat. If you manipulate the macronutrients, and also if you want to become more anabolic, yes, you need to go to the gym and lift weights and do that. do that lifestyle if you want to gain muscle. So you can still gain muscle on the vegan, high sugar, low fat, low protein. You know, might add just a little bit of protein, a little bit more. But what you always need to remember is, you know, if you look at me and look and think, well, I don't have big muscles. Well, I've never taken any performance enhancing drugs to make me more anabolic. So if you ever see me and think, oh, he's really lean, his diet isn't working, I share a diet to get lean, okay? To lean down, to become more catabolic, to be in a more, so if you're anabolic, you're in growth, and if you're catabolic, you're more in maintenance. And yeah, if you want to, you have to realize that most of the muscly figures you see on the internet are muscly, and most people who go to the gym who are that size, who are very muscular, they take anabolic drugs to make themselves more muscly. But that's for another video. But that just covers that essentially. Yes, you can still build muscle on the foods I recommend, and you'll see in the video what I recommend. So yeah, there is an alternative to becoming fat and sick. And no, what you need to remember at the end of the day is the healthcare industry, for example, that I always talk about. It's a business. So if you show what my blood glucose levels are to your healthcare professional, to people who say you need to eat fat and protein, what you need to understand is healthcare professionals are employed because there's lots and lots of sick people. Okay, so if all the sick people went away, the healthcare industry essentially would collapse. But again, that's for another video. Just remember, on this channel, I also try and coach, you know, people to understand the sort of how the world works as well. So the reason why fat and protein is being pushed at the moment is because, yes, the fat you eat is the fat you wear, and also having a high protein diet is not good for your body in the long run. So this channel is about longevity. So for example, if you're having a high protein diet, which is a lot of what people eat, again, they think they need to eat protein, lots of protein. Lots of protein will lead to kidney damage eventually, and for some people, depending on how long it takes, kidney failure. So there's another reason why I say low protein. So at the end of the video, I'll do a recap and I'll talk about how many grams of fat, protein, and carbohydrate I had. And I do that on the other videos as well, so you'll be able to see what, because I know people want to know how many grams of protein do you get enough protein. You never need to worry about getting enough protein. What you need to worry about is getting enough carbohydrates, because every cell in the human body runs on sugar. That's right. Every cell in the human body runs on sugar. So yeah, looks like the rain's coming. Rain's coming, so I better get in. So yeah, hope you enjoy the video, and yeah, check out the other videos, and yeah, as I say, follow along and try the meals for yourself. You know, if you don't have one of these and you're worried about your blood glucose, get one of these and test it, and you'll see. Because I'm a normal human being, just like you. I'm normal, okay? I'm normal. Here's what I'm having for breakfast. So I've got about 500 grams of cooked white rice, some soy sauce for taste, and you can't quite see it, but a bit of pepper as well sprinkled on. And I'm gonna have this fruit smoothie with it. And again, I'll record my blood glucose levels, and I'll eat this, and then I'll record my blood glucose levels live on the chart, on my, well, not chart, on the graph, on the Abbott app. This is what I'm having for lunch. So we've got some kiwi lime matcha. cucumber and flaxseed, a daily boost of energy. So there's your sugars there, and that's per 150 ml. So yeah, I never, these marketing tools here, 1 every 5 a day. I mean, these are just ridiculous marketing tools, but it's always, as I say, high sugar. So just eat as much fruit as you want. Essentially, this is just to get people to at least have some fruit. It's always the sweetness that you want. So you're not addicted to sugar. This smiley face here. Imagine this is every cell in your body, and it needs sugar. So imagine a smiley faced cell when you're drinking your sugars, because every cell runs on sugar in your body, and there's trillions of these little smiling cells. And that includes, for example, your immune system, which runs on sugar. And therefore, if your immune system is working properly, because you're not restricting your sugars, then you don't need to worry about disease and cancer, okay? Every cell in the body runs on sugar. Enliven. There you go. Enliven. Did about half an hour today. It's quite hard. So I averaged about 250 watts. And I'm going to finish off this bottle. So about 500 milliliters of water with 100 grams of sugar. And as I say, if you watch my other videos, at time of recording, I've not done much on the bike recently because of injury. So that felt quite hard for me. But I'll be doing a train like a pro video series, so check that out, and hope you enjoy the rest of the video. So like and subscribe, and I'll show you what I'm having to recover for dinner. This is what I'm having for dinner. So I've got having a can of baked beans, finishing off this lemonade. So I've had that whole bottle today. So it's the baked beans, and I've got some Matzo's crackers, and I've got them with some nice strawberry conserve or strawberry jam if you want that. So this is what the crackers look like, all jammed up there. Here is the recap for day 21. So I'll just look in my notes here. So keep a little diary. So I had 3.5 grams of fat, about 3.5 grams of fat, about 53 grams of protein, and about 600 grams of carbohydrate. So I hope you can see from the foods that I'm showing, in terms of trying to get the carbohydrates that you need, the sugars that you need, you can get lots of carbohydrates. You can choose the foods that give you the carbohydrates without necessarily having all of the excess fat and protein, which is causing you to destroy your own health. Okay, so you can, for example, if I chose to eat lots of crisps and ice cream and pizza, I could eat the equivalent amount of carbohydrates. Yes, I could do that. But for the same 600 grams of carbohydrate, just sort of off the top of my head, I'd be looking at probably in a region of a few hundred grams of fat. Okay. So I'm just having, as I say, it was about 3.5 grams. So less than 10 grams. So I always recommend, if you want to lose weight, so if you're in a state of wanting to lose weight, then no more than 10 grams a day. And if you're already lean, I would recommend no more than 20 grams a day. And this is from personal experience as well. So for me, when I'm at my leanest, it's when I'm having no more than 10 grams a day of fat. And if I gain weight, it's through excess fat. then it's because I'm eating more than 20 grams a day of fat, and I'm a human being. Yes, I'm a human being. So the same principle will work for you if you're watching this video. So if you want to lose weight, keep your fat intake to no more than 10 grams a day. And if you're already at a healthy lean weight, then I would say no more than 20 grams a day. And that way you'll be able to maintain your body weight. Okay, so yeah, there's natural fluctuations day to day in your weight. That's natural. But you shouldn't be seeing 10 kilo fluctuations, okay? And if you're starting to gain weight and you're noticing you're gaining weight, then go and look at the foods that I'm eating. Look at how I'm always, it's raining, sorry. You can see I'm always lean and healthy. I've just had a big bowl of rice, actually. So, yeah. Just had a big bowl of rice and lots of carbs, and I'm not fat, okay? And I've been eating like this way now for years. And that's why I'm making these videos, because I'm showing. So I was testing it before I was making these videos on YouTube, and now that I've tested it, I can now show it, and I'm still testing it. Okay, I'm still testing it every day, and it works. And I'm at the point now where I understand how you manipulate, your weight depending on how many or how much macronutrients you have and the ratio between them, and also understanding how this affects your hormone balance as well. So if you want to grow if you want to just gain weight, then yes, add fat and protein. I was going to say grow muscle, but essentially, yeah, I advocate for essentially a catabolic state. So your body's just in maintenance. So these foods just allow you to be in a maintenance phase, i.e. your body is not in constant growth, which is what you get from lots of fat and protein, which means insulin sensitivity. So if you want to increase your insulin sensitivity, increase it, then you decrease your fat and protein intake and increase sugar intake. So sugar makes insulin work more effectively, essentially because it's not being paralyzed by fat and protein. And yeah, I still get, even from people who are type 1 diabetic, okay, people who should understand their blood glucose levels as good as anyone, because they're always using one of these CGMs, okay, I still get, oh well, it's fat. Sorry, I always get it's not fat, it's sugar, okay. I still get from people who are type 1, it's sugar that causes diabetes, when they should know. There's no excuse. They should know, if they try the high sugar diet, they will know that their insulin, so their exogenous insulin they have to inject, will work more effectively, okay? So there's that. So if you're type 1 and you want your insulin to work more effectively, then reduce your excess fat intake, again, down to 10 to 20 grams. You'll see the drugs that you use will work more effectively. And if you're type 2, you don't need to be type 2. You can reverse it, okay? You can reverse it by eating the right foods. So foods fit for humans, low in fat, low in protein, and high in sugars. So this is the high sugar freedom lifestyle. Subsequently vegan, that's what I promote. And yeah, you can see, and I'll probably leave at the end of the video now a screenshot just to show my blood glucose for the whole day in the recap. And probably I've done a time lapse, but I'll also now, just right at the end of the video, I'll do a screenshot of the whole day, and you'll be able to see my blood glucose is in the healthy normal range. And you're seeing day after day, I'm eating lots of carbohydrate, lots and lots of carbohydrate, and my blood glucose levels isn't through the roof, so to speak. So in millimoles, that's the scale that I'm using. It's never out of the healthy range, okay? So yes, being transparent and showing how to do it. And if you want a personalized meal plan, then get in touch. In the email in the description, I'll probably put it at the top or near the top. It'll be an email, and then just get in touch. Send me, say, just title an email, meal plan, and then if you want to, we can work together and I'll make a personalized meal plan for you. For example, if you want weight loss and health coaching, it's starting to rain quite heavily now. I've got a little bit of a shield above me, but it's not working very well. Anyway, thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next one, which should be for day 22. I'm sort of losing track a bit here. I think day 22, yes, day 22. Anyway, thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.